Hey everybody, welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Beth.
And this is Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish ladies feeling like Karens. Well, maybe
With a
not.
question mark.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a gripe session today, which is much needed on my behalf because I have really been going through it. And you know, like when you're feeling a little gripey and then you take a step back and look at the situation and you're like, am I being unreasonable?
A Karen? Yeah.
Yeah. Am I being like that person that's going to get caught on, social media acting a fool?
Yeah.
And that is honestly one of my biggest fears in life now. Like I believe
Because everyone has a camera.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I believe in a little healthy dose of public shaming sometimes, or it doesn't have to be public, but just like in your community sometimes.
Like calling something out if it's not right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're like so far from that so I feel like we have a hard time doing that because we don't want to hurt people's feelings and we don't want to like do the wrong thing and blah, blah, blah. But also you don't want to call out in a way that then you get called out. And then also some people call out in a way that's way too big.
Right.
Like, let's keep it between friends is very different than like, let me post this on TikTok and get 1 million views and try to ruin your life and have everybody leave bad Google reviews on your business,
Right.
Like it's a lot. But I am there because like I am so frustrated and I feel so violated.
Why?
Because I live in an apartment. I don't love it. I want to move. I want to buy a house. I can't right now because of where we're at in the economy. It's fine. I've been working for many, many years to buy a house, and every opportunity I get to buy one, it doesn't go through, and it's very frustrating. So I'm in this apartment, blah, blah, blah. And I've been here for a long time. I'm not a person that likes to move around, bebop around, because moving takes too much energy. And after I bought a couch, I was like, we're sticking somewhere for a while.
Yeah.
It used to be that everything would fit in like an SUV that I had, like I could move myself. Once that went away, I'm like, your girl's not just moving anywhere.
Yeah.
And so like I just got, neighbors come and go, blah, blah, blah. And I got a new neighbor and they're directly across from me. And I'm like, okay, it's fine, whatever. So I'm leaving my house one day and I come out and they have a Ring camera. Except where I live, it's not like where you have a Ring camera on your house and it's your porch and the yard and whatever.
It's on your door.
It's on my door. It is directly eye level when I walk out the door.
I don't really like this.
So every time I open the door, they can see They can see directly into my space.
I never thought about
like
this.
Shotgun style, because it's like a straight shot all the way to my bedroom. So if I open my door at all, they can see all the way into my house. That
doesn't feel like privacy.
It feels horrible. And we're not talking like 12 feet. It is like it's 6
4 or 5 feet across the
yeah,
hall.
It's not,
so like
it's
a
whatever
direct
the ADA compliant is. It's that. And it's one of those things like, I don't know these people. I don't know if they're recording it every time I open because Ring cameras can do that.
Are they paying attention to like who goes in and out of your house?
Yes. If I'm out,
what time you come home?
Like, I doubt it because that's super creepy, but I don't know them and I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know if it's automatically
recording.
Notification
every time? Because they get a notification
every time
in front of their door, which is essentially
my
your door.
So every time I open the door, I feel like it's turning on.
You know what you should start doing?
What?
You should start like waving doing something.
But like,
then they'll want to be looking for that.
They're going to look for that. Or what if I don't know them? Like, what if they start posting on social? Like, look at my weird neighbor and what she's doing. Like,
but you're not doing anything weird. You're just going in and out of your house.
It doesn't matter though, because like it just like
you should start doing something weird.
No, because then they'll post it. That's the thing. It's like you can't react because then it gives it gives them opportunity.
I wonder if there's any rules or laws about that for apartments, because
so I did reach out, which made me feel like a Karen. I did reach out to my building and they were like, we literally don't know, because I thought in my lease it said you could not put up surveillance cameras outside and you might people like, it's public space. It's not. This is still private property. Like it's a communal space, which is very different. Yeah. And I could understand if like it would. I can
You're
understand.
on the 3rd floor. What do they need a Ring camera for? What is this for? Because they want to get a peephole. Don't you have a peephole?
Yes. But here's the thing. I get it. Some people are worried about porch pirates, which for the most part we don't have because we have like storage that it goes into. Maybe they have an ex that's crazy. I don't know. I can make up all kinds of scenarios of why you might want that. But where I live, it's like I'm at the end of a hall where it's only us really. And so again, and the door,
is directly across from your door.
It's
It's not like it's staggered.
No, like it's
down the hall.
It's not even two people across. So if we touch like wingspan to wingspan. So anyway, it just made me feel like a Karen. But like literally now, every time I leave my house, I try to leave in a way that's like I'm very conscientious that somebody's watching.
Don't open the door very wide.
No, it is that where I'm like scooching in and out, and then I kind of move.
I don't like this for you.
It's very uncomfortable because it's just like, you know, and it's just like I can't just open my front door and like shake a rug out, or you know what I mean, or like it's just I feel like awkward like when I have to open my door to bring like big groceries in because I need to hold it open. Like it just feels very invasive
because you're like somebody's watching. Like, could be their eyes or have a. There's eyes that are like,
right
this is
there.
being recorded.
Well, and it's like, it's not just like someone looking out their peephole because I'm like, okay, if you want to do that, I've done that before. I heard a ruckus, I'm going to look, okay? But it's very different if somebody's sitting on their couch just being able to like get an alert and then just watch you on their phone. You know, anyway, it just makes me feel creepy, and I'm still waiting from the building to hear something. And it's like, I don't want to go confront them because you don't know who's like crazy nowadays and could like have, you know.
Well, they also know like your comings and goings.
They know my comings and going. They also know I'm single. They also know, you know, like all these things. So it's just very, very, very uncomfortable. And again, I've never seen them, and I've never met them. They didn't say like,
how long has this been? Like,
it's been like a week now, 2 weeks. And it's like, again, I like took my trash out before you came over today, and I felt uncomfortable. Like every time I leave my house now, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Who wants to live with that feeling?
Yeah. And it's like, again, I just think that we're so quick to give up our privacy now. Like we've just become grown accustomed to like everybody having a camera out, everybody having a phone out, everybody having, you know, cameras around their properties. And it's just like, I can understand the security side and wanting to feel safe because there are nefarious people out there that do horrible things. But it also comes at such a cost to us that like, you know, you just can't have an organic experience in the wild of life without someone taking a picture and it being like, well, it's public property. I can take your picture and post it to the internet if I want. And it's like, okay, you can, but that doesn't mean you should. And it gets kind of creepy. And I mean, I shared before that I've like tried to take a secret picture of someone and it backfired on me. And I just try to never be that person, but it is awkward. And I've seen recently that it's come up. I watched this TikTok of this girl. I love it when my algorithm, like you see the one video and then you see like 2 videos next, you see the other video's perspective or something. And there's a girl and she was like sitting in her car. She's like, hey, I was just in a Pilates class and there was this beautiful girl set up next to me, but she took a camera out and she was like going to record her session. So I got up and walked away. And the girl like posted about it. The girl that like stayed there, she's like, I didn't like that girl's energy. It was bad vibes. She like rolled her eyes when the other girl like moved the space, moved to a different location. And the girl that moved was like, hey, I didn't say anything. I just didn't want like, it's a vulnerable place to be in Pilates, to like be having your gut out, like
you
doing
shouldn't
weird
want to
things.
be on somebody's recording
In a private studio, which again, I just don't think we should be recording in gyms and locker rooms and, you know, fitness things with other people, you know, especially if they're in the picture.
Right.
I don't know what you're going to do with that footage. Like that's, I just don't know. And we've all seen enough like videos on social media to see like people do just post it with people in the background. Their faces are out. Like, again, we don't know other people's stories, why they may or may not want to be out there. And like, it's just so weird to me how I get it. The content, but it's just like, at what cost? And anyway, so yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back from my building, and
I'll be curious to know what they say. I don't know what the laws are.
You know, it's weird because it varies by state, but like in our state, it's an all consent law. So if you're going to audio record someone, everybody has to be in agreement. Like everybody has to consent to it. And so like how I think they get around that with some things, it's like if I walk up to your house, your camera might say it's camera recording or something like that. Or there's like, I don't know, you're supposed to have a thing that says smile or you're on camera. I don't know all the laws.
Well, I have a Ring camera.
Yeah.
But it's not facing anybody else's house. It's just my own.
And it's
I don't have a neighbor. Yeah, I don't have, there's nobody, different. There's no other thing in front of me. So I don't know what all the rules are, but I was doing a little bit of research on it, and it's like if you're gonna record somebody in Washington, you can't secretly record somebody in Washington and like give it to it couldn't be used in court, is my understanding, or like you couldn't post it because that person could sue you, I think. But anyway, it's just awkward and weird, and it's like I'm trying to read through like housing laws, and again, I'm feeling like the biggest like crybaby Karen about it. Like you're being like that lady. And I'm like, no, you have to protect your own privacy. Yes. And you have this experience on a daily basis. This isn't just like a okay, this is going to be like this for a week and then it'll be over kind of thing. Like I could handle it for this long X amount of time. It's indefinite and it's where you live. So who wants to have that feeling every day?
Not I.
No.
Anyway, that's my gripe, and we're going to see what happens. I'm hoping that they'll just say like, hey, we don't allow this, in our facility, and like send out an email to everybody, and then they just take it down. And if not, I'm like, if they say, oh, they are allowed, I'm like, do I just go get one too? So then so it's like tit for tat then? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want that.
Can you put something over it?
No, that would definitely be an issue. Although I was thinking about maybe I just get a little screen that I put around my door. I'm like, that's crazy. Like anyway, it's just super fun.
Interesting to try. Yeah.
Like, it's so hard too, because it's like, how do you maintain privacy in your own life when the others around you don't, Anyway, I love it. That's my gripe. I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm processing it.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So just know, like, when you leave today, like, we shouldn't, like, a lot of times we'll continue our conversations in the hall. Dead stop. We're not doing that anymore.
Good to thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, because again, I just don't know them.
There have been many instances in my life where I feel like questioning if I'm being a Karen.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things, I think I might have told you this before. This was a few years ago, but my kids were playing outside. Did I tell you this?
No.
Probably. My kids were playing outside and my daughter comes rushing in, and she's at this time, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She comes rushing in and she is upset. And I'm asking her, what's wrong? What happened? What happened? And she's crying, and she's like, I won't say my son's name. She's like, he called me a Karen. And at that time, it was kind of when Karen started. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, I mean, now the term Karen has been around, we've used it for years.
Yeah.
But this was kind of at the beginning, and I just could not help but laugh because it was just such an insult to her.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, he called me a Karen. Mm-hmm. She was so upset. So I thought it was funny though. Gosh, there's like a range.
Yeah.
There's a range of, and occasionally I'll feel that question in my own mind, like, am I justified in this or not? So here's a small example.
Okay.
I don't drink caffeine.
Yes. Yep.
Because of how it affects me. I'm super sensitive to it, and I cannot sleep. And I have tested it, and I've experimented with it, and it has the same effect every time. And it's been years since I've experimented because I'm just fine without it, and I don't want to experiment and experience a sleepless night.
Yeah.
So I still like drinks. I still like a hot coffee. I just get a decaf latte instead of a regular latte. So when I order my drink frequently, it's unusual, especially if it's in the morning.
Yeah.
People who work at coffee shops. I used to work at a coffee shop. I get it. You're just kind of autopilot. You know how to make your stuff. You just do your thing, and somebody orders a latte, you just make them one. You don't necessarily really consciously notice the decaf part or whatever. So I always double check if it's an actual decaf. And I will say that probably 8 times out of 10.
Yeah. It's not?
It's not.
Oof.
And this is at a variety of, different places. Very, very often it's not. And so I then say, oh, I ordered a decaf. And then they're like, oh, okay. So then they have to remake it. And in some ways I feel bad because I'm like, what are they going to do with that drink? Or that, it's just a waste, but it wasn't my fault because I know I always know that I specifically order a decaf. But I kind of feel like a Karen sometimes to ask, to be like, no, you need to remake it properly.
I get it.
Because I feel like, okay, that's wasteful. And I feel like people almost roll their eyes in a way because like I've also heard people make comments about what's the point of even ordering a drink if it's decaf? What's the point of drinking coffee if it's decaffeinated? And I want those people to understand that there is a reason and I have it.
Yeah.
And it's none of their business.
And also, let me enjoy my life.
Right. But I kind of feel a little bit defensive about it because I'm just like, I'm like, don't judge me because I'm not drinking caffeine, and still want a coffee. And most people don't necessarily really even give it another thought. But I'm like conscious about it. And then it like holds everything up because I have to remake it. And if it's busy, they might be kind of irritated. And I kind of feel like, oh, but it's not my fault.
It's not. I mean, Yes.
Getting
you were clear with what you wanted.
Coffee order frequently makes me feel like a baby Karen.
You're not, though. I just want to say.
Okay, thank you. I don't think I am.
No, you're not. I think it's always challenging too when it's dealing with food service.
Well, yeah, because I'm insistent. Yeah. There are times where if it was, a different flavor or different something like that, I'd be like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just drink it. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, this is a big deal because it means if I'm going to sleep or not, and I don't want to just accept something less than what I wanted and ordered and paid for.
Mm-hmm.
But to have somebody redo it.
Yeah.
Is not a great. And I was wondering too, occasionally say we're eating out and if I ordered something a certain way and it didn't come that way, or I asked them to omit something or some detail about an order and it doesn't happen,
mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like a Karen when I want to correct it.
Yeah. No, it's the worst.
It's an awkward feeling, but at the same time, I'm just like, this is hard-earned money. Like, I want to get what I want. There's a reason I ordered a specific way. Like, why would I have to then just adjust?
No, you just made me had a flashback. I was at dinner with friends, and there was just limited things I could have because I'm vegetarian. I eat some fish, but it was just very limited. And I ordered like seared tuna, which was kind of expensive. And they brought it out, and like there was like lights above us that were just really on us, and the plate was full of fingerprints everywhere. Like there's fingerprints all on the rim, and it was so unappetizing because I'm like, it didn't look like someone's even like was wearing gloves. It was like fingerprints that you could see on it. And I asked the server, I'm like, hey, is there any way I could get this like replated or something? The plate's like dirty. And like they brought it back, and you could tell all they did was just smear all the fingerprints around. And so I was just like, that was a dirty plate. And I can understand, like, I know in in restaurants, like they put food out, and if the glaze gets on the wrong thing, they wipe it. I get that. I'm not stupid. I understand. But it was a dirty plate, like full of multiple fingerprints all over it in a way that was like,
I don't like it.
So gross. And I literally just sat there. I didn't eat it. I didn't say anything else. I didn't ask. I just paid for it because I didn't want to be a problem. And it was just like,
that's too bad. That's unfortunate.
It was really unfortunate. And it was just like, it's so hard in those situations because you don't want to be rude. You don't want to be looked at as like someone that's demanding and whatever. But at the same time, you're like, I'm paying for something. And it's like, especially at the time, I don't even know if I paid. I think somebody actually ended up paying for a meal, which was nice because at the time I didn't have a lot of money. And also like, I'm not out here like Bill Gates, right? Something like that happens. Bill Gates, first of all, it's not. He's a private chef. It's not going to happen. But it's like, that doesn't matter to them. But like for me, a $30 meal is like a treat still. And like, I want to like get what I'm paying for in a way that's like nice. And like, I don't think it's going to make me sick. Right. So yeah, the food's going back thing is so, for whatever reason, it feels so awkward. And even more so when you have something like, ugh. It's so awkward.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, could you just, have you ever just told them at the beginning, like, hey, I really have to have decaf? Or do they?
Well, normally I just order a decaf.
Okay.
Normally I just say a decaf. And then every time I go pick it up, I say, is this decaf?
Mm-hmm.
And very often they say, oh, no.
Yeah, it's hard because you can't really I have a coffee allergy, so I can only have decaf. You know what I mean? Where if it's like, I need oat milk, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I recently had an awkward Karen moment at work, and it left me like stirred for days.
Really?
So I was having lunch with friends, which I typically don't bring lunches that I have to heat up always because I don't like using all the communal microwaves, and it's always a mad rush. But I had brought something, and it was actually a kimbap roll from, the Trader Joe's. And I was just like rushed to like eat with friends. And I always feel like I'm the last one to like get my food a lot of times because I'm like doing stuff I always get pulled a million directions. Anyway, I go to make my lunch, and I had this inkling. I was like, I should use the microwave in my manager's office, but I didn't want to do that. But it's like, okay, so I go to use the microwave, and a lot of times, like our microwaves at work, like the clocks weren't right for a really long time. And so, and I can't always tell even when they're on. And anyway, there's 3 microwaves going, but there's 2 people in there. So I walk over to this other microwave and I don't see that it's on. And the numbers say 1 something. And I think it's 1 something in the day. So I open it and there's something in there. Again, I don't hear that it's on. And so I think someone's food is done and in there and they're just waiting for it because there's 2 people.
This is really funny.
There's 2 people.
I know where this is going.
There's 2 people other than me in that facility in the kitchen, but there's 3 microwaves. So I'm like, oh, their food's done. So I close it and I just am like, I'll just wait till they come and get their food. So there's this guy in there and like, I'm just, thinking and there's a lot going on in my head. And he's like, did you just open that? And I was like, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to like mess with your food. He's like, you should have started it. And gave me like the nastiest look I've ever received. Like I just kicked his dog in the face. Oh. Like so nasty. And I've walked by him before in the hall and he's never been kind of like warm or anything. And I'm very like kind at work and I try to like be welcoming because it's hard. And anyway, and I was just like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I was like sitting there and I'm like, I really thought it was done. Like I did not see a light, anything.
You weren't intentionally trying to like mess this person's food.
So then he finishes and takes the food out of that microwave and then takes the food out of another microwave because he's heating up 2 different meals in a space where it's lunch and it's busy. And typically you would only use 1 microwave because, other people, but whatever. And so then literally like I start heating my food. Nobody's in there. I then, after he's kind of out, I go and take the rest of my food and I took it out of 1 microwave and I go put it back in the microwave he was using to just test it because I really thought it wasn't working. Anyway, so, and he just gave me like the nastiest look. And I was so frustrated after the fact because I didn't advocate for myself. And like, that's a kind of a big word for this situation, but I didn't stick up for myself. Like, well, I didn't mean to, because I don't like it when people treat me rudely because they like, and it's like, they're
assuming like
I was being entitled or something like that.
Yeah.
And just like so nasty. And so then we're sitting in the same area eating and he just always kind of gave me like snarly looks and just like,
what in the world?
I don't know. And it's so weird because like, I have to see this person like often and actually just ran into him. Like I was standing with one of his mutual friends and he was coming up with another person. And like, he finally like had not like a glimmer of hate in his eye towards me because he saw that I was talking to this person, maybe realized I wasn't a horrible snatch that was trying to ruin his, lunch at work by stopping the machine and like not hitting start again, which again, had it been me and that happened, I'd be like, oh, they probably just didn't hit the button or, and I would just hit the button and like kept it moving.
Why even say something?
Yeah. Like, and first of all, I just felt very scolded by a dude. And I just was like, don't come at me like that for something so trivial. Because now I'm agitated and now I have feelings. And now you're not going to get any cookies when I bring them to work. You're going to get intentionally left off my VIP, snack list. Just know that. Anyway, so
rightfully so.
I know. I felt like a Karen though, because I was like, you need to let it go. But I also like, I know for me, when I'm going through stuff in life, stuff like that will trigger me and my brain will hold on to it. Cause like, oh, here's all this stuff you can't control. And that's like actually important in life. That's big. We can't do anything with that. Let's harp on this and what we should have done. So anyway, I was just very annoyed. And I'm like, I just, that's one of my biggest things right now is anytime anything like that happens, I always want to be able to stand up for myself in the moment. Cause there's so many times in my life where I haven't, or I've let stuff slide, or I haven't been like pushed back at all. And I'm like, no, we are pushing back now.
That's good.
And it's very hard. Anyway.
It is hard. I feel like sometimes we don't process fast enough in the moment because it catches us off guard or something. And so then you just didn't have enough time to process and formulate the response you wanted to have.
Yes.
It's very frustrating that we can't go back in time and have do-overs in situations like that.
Frustrating. Like there's so many little things.
I wish I would have said this, or why didn't I say that? Yeah.
And it's so awkward because it's like, also, what do you do? Like, I was like, I should go up to the next day and apologize and blah, blah. Like, no, we're not doing that. But it's just a very annoying.
You want him to know that you're just like,
I'm not a bad person. I didn't know. I just
exactly.
It's sorry. I had a moment, and then I looked at the bigger picture. I'm like, if that's my moment in life, that one of the worst things I've ever done was stop someone's microwave,
then
I think I'm okay.
You're okay.
Yeah,
you're absolutely okay.
But such a gripe. I think the gripe is not having the words, like you said, not being able to process fast enough to have the quick comeback.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like I'm out of practice. I think I was better when I was younger. I also said things that were more inappropriate when I was younger. But now I'm like, I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
Quick responses.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm over it. Kind of.
Kind of. Well, talking about it can kind of help.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. I have library entitlement. Am I a Karen because I have library entitlement? Because I had a library card with Mid-Columbia Libraries, which was great. They let you have tons of holds. And we used to live in a different area. And then my daughter was in school in that area. And so that's why we had a library card there ever since we've lived here. Well, we moved, but we still had access to that library. And then I lost access to it. And I had to switch libraries, and this other library is not nearly as good, and they limit your holds, and I can't even have a list of holds that I want to put on hold in my library app. It doesn't keep them. It's like I try and put something on hold, and it's like, you already have 8 holds, too bad. And I'm like, can you just put it on another list that like once so that it can be bumped up to be on hold or something? And I've just been so irritated because I really want to read my books for free, and I could pay to have a membership at the Mid-Columbia Libraries again, but I don't want to. I want to just get it for free like I always have, and I complain about it. I'm annoyed with it because I still live in the Tri-Cities. I think it's so dumb that they're 2 separate systems, and then they give you this false sense that they collaborate and they will work together. No. That's only for physical books.
Yeah.
That's not what I do most of the time. I'm listening to audiobooks, and I want to have my giant list of holds that
just automatically
like count down until it's my turn. And I want to put it in my library app, the books that I want on my list. I don't want to have another list somewhere else. I want it in my library Libby app, like I've always done, so that it's there and I can look and be like, oh, what are the books I want to read? They're already here. They're already on my holds list. Instead, I have to figure out a new system and put them somewhere else, and also get a bunch of other apps and like do all this other work that I don't want to do. And am I a Karen for feeling like that's too much? Like I deserve and should just like, I want to like fight for it and be like, just give me I still have the card and the number. Like, why is it expired? What do you care if I live a couple streets over? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
And I feel very Karen-ish about this because I know I've whined about it enough that you got annoyed and you're just like, you just need to get these apps. And I'm like, I know.
First of all, I want to say I wasn't annoyed. I was trying to be a solution person.
And you were also annoyed that weren't you annoyed with me like going on and about it like more than once?
No, you were thinking of a different person. Every time you've talked about it, I've just like, oh, we could do this. Oh, we could do this. Jayme, for your birthday this year, we're going to just buy you the membership. Like,
hey, my birthday's this week.
I know. So I'm just, you were confusing me. I've never been annoyed at it. I'm always, whenever you give me a problem.
I'm annoyed at myself.
Okay, well, that's on you.
Like, stop complaining about it. Why don't I just do the thing?
It's a principle thing for you. I get it.
It's also like I want these things for free that I've had for free before.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. I had the same thing happen because I had a library card in that same system because I lived in a different city, and then I moved to a new city, and then I still had it for 2 years because they only check every 2 years on your residency, and then all of a sudden I lost it, and it was very sad.
I just want to rant about the fact that it's not really a different city. We are in the Tri-Cities because they're all connected, and it's like one place.
It is from a logistics standpoint.
Exactly, which is what
not from a financial, because the taxes you pay go to pay for our library instead of that library. I do apologize.
Well, you don't need to apologize.
I do.
This
because
Tri-Cities, all three of them owe me an apology, I think.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. We won't give you your books for free anymore, even though you don't live here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wish, why can't Richland be as good? Why can't the Richland Library be as good as the other libraries?
There's not as much money here.
Well, their library is their library's nice. Just
why it is. I understand your frustration.
Is that the reason? Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, partially, yeah. It's multiple.
I just don't like this.
The other library system isn't just 2 other cities. It's multiple other cities. So it just has different funding. I know. I feel very I can feel the passion on this.
Yeah. Do I have a big, here's the thing. I haven't even been reading that as much. Mm-hmm. It's not like I have but it's the keeping it available. Like it's the option. Mm-hmm. Even if I don't use it, I like the option. And I like having that. Oh, one more thing. They only let you have an audiobook for 2 weeks. That is not enough time.
I mean,
it's not. Oh. The other library was 3 weeks, and I need that extra week, especially if I have something that comes available and I'm still in the middle of a different book, but I want to get it so that I can read it and not pass it on and go back.
So they do have a beautiful option where you can delay it for 1 week. So if you get a hold and it comes in and hey, it's ready.
Okay.
You can go in there and borrow now, or you can say, hey, borrow later. And I'll give you days later, I need an extra week. It keeps your place. And then a week later, it just gives it to you.
I don't know if this is going to work for me.
Okay.
I know that,
again, solutions.
I know that I used to do that with the other one too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not as good. And I don't like that.
Okay.
And I have library entitlement, and that might make me a Karen in some ways.
I would say maybe.
Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.